7_D. How you doing? And I want to talk about something real quick in this book, Mound Builders of Ancient American Archaeology of the Myth by Robert Silverberg. Now, in this book, I want to show you, I'm going to talk about something that I want you to really pick up on. It's talking about the mound builders, but what had happened to these mounds. All right, this is actually a good book, man. But I'm going to turn to page 267. First of all, I'm going to show you. Turn to page 267 real quick. I want to show you a picture first, so you can pick up on certain things. You've seen this image before. I showed that image before. Illustration. We'll suppose it was inside of some of these mounds. Alright. Tree going up a mound. But let me get to what I really want to talk about. Alright. Brothers and sisters, at mound. There's an engraving of a mound. And brothers and sisters is at a battleground. Alright. Let me go to page 267 real quick. Alright. Here we go. Most of the mounds and earthworks that can be seen in Ohio today were made by the Hopewells. The most awesome, perhaps, is the great enclosure at Newark, which once covered 4 square miles. The long parallel, earthen-walled avenues that so impressed Atwater and Squire have vanished, and only 2 important features of the Newark works remain. 1, the Great Circle earthworks serves as a public fairground. It consists of an embankment about 1,200 feet in diameter, with earthen walls 8 to 14 feet high, enclosing 26 acres. At the center of the circle is the so-called Eagle Mound, a bird effigy. Squire, writing of this enclosure when James Knox Polk was in the White House, said, "Here, covered with the gigantic trees of a primitive forest, the work presents a truly grand and impressive appearance, and, in entering the ancient avenue for the first time, the visitor does not fail to experience a sensation of awe, such as he might feel in passing the portals of an Egyptian temple, or in grazing upon the silent ruins of Petra of the desert." Alright? I'm going to go on and read. I want you to pick up on something as I read this. There's several things I'm going to read to you. I want you to pick up on certain things, because this is how they hide our history, hide our information. This is why you need to do research. Alright? A long earthen avenue, now obliterated, formerly connected the Great Circle with a large square enclosure, a quarter of a mile away, of which only a small section remains. From there, 2nd Avenue led westward a considerable distance to the joined circle and octagon that comprised the finest part of the Newark works. Modern visitors must drive through the bustling town of Newark to get from one enclosure to the other. But the circle and octagon survive in the Octagon State Memorial, the site of a municipal golf course. There has been surprisingly little mutilation in the course of converting the grand ceremonial center of a vanished people into a place of public amusement. The low, flat-topped mounds within the octagon serve now to test the ingenuity of golfers, and the flags emerging from the holes do little to detract from the beauty and splendor of the scene. One walks through the golf course with its flawless green carpet of grass, so stirred by the size and symmetry of the ancient site that one scarcely has emotion left to object to the use to which it is put today. And this is not, like I said, this is not me making this up, man. Let me see what I can start at. What I read at right here. You can see it started with there. Let me get a focus right here. There has been surprisingly little mutilation. Look, it says, well, no, here it is right here. But the circle and the octagon survive an Octagon State Memorial, the site of a municipal golf course. There has been surprisingly little mutilation in the course of converting the grand ceremonial center of a vanished people into a place of public amusement. The low, flat-top mounds within the octagon serve now to test the ingenuity of golfers, and flags emerging from the holes do little to detract from the beauty and splendor of the scene. One walks through the golf course with its flawless green carpet of grass, so stirred by the size and symmetry of the ancient site that one scarcely has emotion left to object to the use to which it is put today. And here's the golf course. You know how they keep a lot of brothers and sisters out of these damn golf courses. They're very elite, very exclusive. This is your damn history that they've been hiding from your black ass. You see a lot of these exclusive golf clubs, golf places. They don't want your black ass there. But that's your history there, but they made into a damn golf resort. I'm going to go on further. I'm going to show you a picture of a brother that was found, a bust of him found at one of the Spiral Mound. I don't know if I showed you him before. I'm going to show you this now. All right. That's a bust of the head of the brother that was found at one of the mounds in Ohio. Alright. We'll go on now to page 320. I'll read this. Alright. This is some stuff you really got to pick up on. Your history's in your face. Right here. I'll read it here. Many important Mississippian sites lie outside the southeast and testify to the ability of the Temple Mound concept to make its way into outlying territories. The greatest mound structures of all, Cahokia, is among these distant outposts. Cahokia Mound is the central tumulus of what may once have been a group of several hundred mounds within a 7-mile radius in Madison County, Illinois, southern Illinois. Today, about 80 of the mounds survive, though some have been destroyed in recent years by superhighway construction. The heart of the group is preserved in Cahokia Mound State Park, a pleasant green enclave of 225 acres lying just east of the formerly industrialized city of East St. Louis, Illinois. All right, this is a picture of Cahokia. Anyway, I'll show you a picture of Cahokia anyway, but I want to stop there. And then my main emphasis is to tell you that, or just to inform you that a lot of our history, I mentioned before in past posts, it was destroyed to make way for modern day highways, where they just seized the land for their little farms or whatever, or cemeteries, or Macy where prisons are at. And a lot of these mounds are in areas where golf courses are at, exclusive clubs like I just mentioned, keeping you out. The history of our true history has been suppressed. We're not descendant of African slaves. That has to stop. That really has to stop. And that really pissed me off when I hear these Negroes. Some of these Negroes call themselves FBA. Doing that, man. We've been here. Majority of our people are already here. And it, in this book, also talks about the connection from brothers and sisters in Alabama, Florida, and Mississippi, and how they use the Mississippi River to travel. And they built those mounds right off the river to sit there and pass posts. This book talks about that. We need to understand and grasp our true full history, not pieces of Kuta Kinte and some roots nonsense. We were already here. And this is our culture here. And by us calling ourselves these foreign names, we're making ourselves foreigners in our own land. I'm not a foreigner in this land. This is my land. This is my country. And I want you brothers and sisters to understand that. Stop saying that you're African. Stop making yourself a foreigner in your own land. This is your home. As I said before, I always say this. Don't listen to Umar Johnson. Don't listen to Sarah Subaseti. Don't listen to the Angel Miss Jordan. This stupid Josie chick. Juicy, whatever her name is. She's stupid as hell. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to the Amara Squad, Sinetta and them. Those are idiots, man. Those are idiots. I mention it all the time because they haven't done no real study. They have not done no real research on our history, of who we truly are, and what we've done around the world globally. All right, I mentioned before, when you read some of these names, like Gulagichi, Malinchi. I mean, these names sound similar. Chi, because these are the same damn people. These are the same Malinian people. These are the same Negro people. All right, these are the same indigenous Aboriginal blacks who are already over here. All right, we weren't just situated in one location. We traveled around the world in ships, various different types of ships, but particularly in wooden ships with sails. And we sailed the sea. We had ships. So I want you to understand that was a way for travel and trade. We've been here. So some of you Negroes gonna have to understand this and stop with you brought over here from a slave plantation or from Africa as a slave. The majority of your people are already here. Or they took people from Europe, and some of them made stops in West Africa, and then they came over to here. I'm telling you this now. Do not listen to these clowns, man. Most of these Negro intellectuals at these universities have been trained by white folks, or Negroes who were trained by white folks. I've always mentioned this. I'm going to continue to mention this. They do not have your best damn interests. All they care about getting a tenure, like I've always said, and getting a damn check. This book talks about the Osimugi. It knows I said Gulagichi. These names, like I said, sound similar because it's the same damn people. So you have to understand that. These are the same damn people. So brothers and sisters, like I said, this book. Alright. And I want you to do your research, man. The information's there. You gotta stop listening to some of these goofy white folks. You definitely don't listen to them. And many of these Negroes, man, who just gonna tell you that you was a slave in Africa. And they gonna have you crying over roots, man. No. We got to move on for that, all right? We have to move on for that and to grasp and get our real history and our true history. Remember I said mounds by grave sites? You know, this is like a little illustration, but this was what was done to our mounds here that our ancestors built. So I want you brothers and sisters to study and really research your history. Alright? The information's there, but you're going to have to want it. You're going to have to grasp it. You're going to have to take it back. Take back your history. Take all your history back. Take all your history back. Take all your history back. Alright, brothers and sisters? This is your brother, G World. 7 space D. Peace and love, brothers and sisters. I'm outie.